Animals. Animals need food, water, space, and shelter to survive. They also need oxygen, which is a gas found in air and water. While animals all have the same needs, they meet their needs in a variety of ways and places. Food. Food provides energy for animals. Unlike plants, which produce their own food, animals eat other organisms. Scientists classify animals based on the kind of food they eat. Herbivores are animals that eat plants. Deer and squirrels are examples of herbivores. Carnivores, such as owls and other birds of prey, eat other animals. Omnivores are animals that eat plants, fungi, and other animals. Raccoons, humans, and bears are omnivores. Water. The human body is made mostly of water. So are most other living things. Water keeps the cells, tissues, and organs in an animal's body working correctly. It helps animals' bodies break down the food they eat and dispose of waste. Just as it is for plants, water helps animals move substances around in their bodies and cells. Water also helps some animals regulate and control their body temperature. Butterflies have a body part called a proboscis that helps them get food from flowers and fruits. An abundant water supply is important for all living things. Make connections. Jump to the plants section to learn about the needs of plants. Space. Animals need space or room so that they can move from place to place, hunt for food, escape from predators, and make homes. Large animals need a great deal of space. Elephants, for example, roam wide-open plains and large, dense forests. Smaller animals do not need much space at all. Squirrels, mice, and birds have plenty of room right in a small backyard. Shelter. A shelter is where an animal makes its home. Shelters come in a variety of shapes and sizes and provide protection for the animals that live in them. They also provide a place for animals to give birth to and raise their young. Some animals, such as bears, wood frogs, and deer mice, spend many months of the year in a state of inactivity called hibernation. In order to hibernate, these animals need a safe and dry place to rest. Oxygen. Oxygen is a gas that is found in both air and water. Every time a land animal breathes, it takes oxygen into its lungs. Some animals that live in water need to come to the surface to breathe air. Most animals that live in water take in oxygen from the water, though. Fish do so through their gills. Oxygen helps an animal's cells process food and turn it into energy. Orangutans move by swinging from tree to tree. They need plenty of space to find shelter and food. Robins build nests that are high off the ground so that they can safely lay eggs and raise their young. Fish take in oxygen from the water through their gills. Arthropods. Arthropods are the largest animal group on Earth. In fact, some scientists estimate that there may be as many as 1 million different kinds of arthropods on Earth. Spiders, crabs, and insects are just a few examples. Arthropods are invertebrates, which means that they do not have a backbone. This trait is just one of many traits that set arthropods apart from other animals. Exoskeleton. An exoskeleton is a hard skeleton on the outside of an arthropod's body. It provides protection, strength, and support. As an arthropod grows, it sheds its exoskeleton and grows a new, larger one. Body segments. All arthropods have bodies that are divided into segments. Some, like spiders, have 2 body segments. Insects have 3. Centipedes and millipedes have numerous body segments. Jointed limbs. Arthropods have sets of limbs on both sides of their bodies. These limbs can be legs, wings, or even claws. Because arthropods cannot bend their bodies like humans and other animals, their limbs have joints that help them move around more easily. Body symmetry. If you draw an imaginary line on the middle of an arthropod's body, its 2 sides would look exactly the same. This trait is called bilateral symmetry. Arthropods are similar to humans and other animals in this way. A ladybug's exoskeleton protects its fragile wings. Fact checker. Spiders are not insects. They are actually part of a subgroup of arthropods called arachnids. A millipede has anywhere from 40 to 400 jointed legs. Types of arthropods. There are 5 main arthropod subgroups. Insects. The largest subgroup of arthropods are insects. Scientists estimate that there are almost 1 million different species of insects on Earth. Insects have 3 body segments, a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. They also have 3 pairs of legs and 2 antennae. Adult insects may or may not have wings. Ants, bees, dragonflies, and cicadas are insects. Arachnids. While different from insects, arachnids are also arthropods. They have only 2 body segments and no antennae. They also have 8 legs instead of 6. Some examples of arachnids are spiders, ticks, and mites. Crustaceans. Although these arthropods mostly live in water, a few crustaceans live on land. Crustaceans have 2 or 3 body segments and at least 5 pairs of legs. They also have 2 sets of antennae. Crabs, shrimp, and lobsters are crustaceans. Chelopods. The chelopod group is made up of many species of centipedes. Most of them are small in size, although a few species can grow to 25 centimeters, 10 inches, in length. Centipedes have numerous body segments that each have 1 pair of legs. Centipedes also have venomous fangs that they use to bite and kill prey. Diplopods. Millipedes are diplopods. Some may look similar to centipedes, but they are quite different. Only the first 4 body segments have 1 pair of legs each. The rest have 2 pairs of legs. Also, diplopods do not have fangs. To defend themselves, these animals may roll into a ball or emit a foul smell. Mammals. Another large animal group is the mammal group. There are over 4,000 different species of mammals, and they are found in habitats all over the world. Mammals come in a variety of shapes and sizes. The smallest known mammal is the Kitti's hog-nosed bat, which weighs just 1.5 grams, about 0.05 ounces. The largest mammal, the blue whale, can weigh over 135 metric tons, 150 tons. All mammals are vertebrates, which means that they have backbones. All mammals have fur or hair, but the amount of hair or fur varies from species to species. Because mammals are warm-blooded, their bodies stay at a constant temperature. One function of fur and hair is to help mammals keep the temperature of their bodies constant. Another characteristic of mammals is that they produce milk and feed it to their young. Because their young rely on them for food, adult mammals spend more time caring for their offspring than most animals in other groups. Cats are mammals that have a great deal of fur. Like humans, whales have very little body hair. Types of mammals. Like other mammals, mammals are also classified into smaller groups based on certain characteristics. Mammals are grouped according to how they bear young. The 3 groups are marsupials, monotremes, and placental mammals. Marsupials are mammals that have pouches. When a marsupial gives birth, the baby is small and poorly developed. It is not ready to live on its own. Instead, it lives and nurses in its mother's pouch until it is older. This process can take weeks or even months. Kangaroos, koalas, wombats, and opossums are examples of marsupials. Monotremes are mammals that lay eggs. There are only 5 living species of monotremes, the duck-billed platypus and 4 kinds of spiny anteaters. Monotremes are different from other egg-laying animals because they have fur and they produce milk. Placental mammals have young that develop inside their mothers. The young mammal is attached to a placenta that provides nutrients and helps get rid of waste. Most mammal species are placental mammals, including humans, rodents, bats, dogs, cats, and whales. Young born to placental mammals are more developed than those born to marsupials and monotremes. Baby kangaroos are called joeys. Kangaroos are marsupials. Make connections. The spiny anteater has not changed for thousands of years. It has continued to survive while other species have become extinct. A duck-billed platypus lays its eggs in a burrow dug near the water's edge. This unique animal is a monotreme. Horses are placental mammals. A foal usually begins walking very soon after it is born. Reptiles. Like mammals, all reptiles are vertebrates. However, unlike mammals, reptiles are cold-blooded. This term means that their body temperature can change depending on the environment. In a cold habitat, a reptile's temperature will drop. These animals rely on sunlight to warm their bodies. In a hot environment, a reptile's temperature will rise. The animal will seek shade, mud, or water to cool itself, or are active at night. Reptiles have scales that cover part or all of their bodies. Scales help protect their skin. The eggs that reptiles lay are also covered in a hard, scaly material, so that the young reptiles inside the eggs will not dry out. Reptiles are found all over the world, but are most plentiful in warm environments. Most live and reproduce on land, although a few reptiles, such as sea turtles, live a great deal of the time in water. Even sea turtles lay their eggs on land, though, and must come to the water's surface to breathe. Unlike fish, all reptiles have lungs rather than gills. Unlike the chameleon shown here, the microchameleon may be the smallest reptile in the world. Adults grow to a length of only 2.5 centimeters, 1 inch. An American alligator's muscular tail helps propel it through water. Types of reptiles. Reptiles are organized into 4 main groups: lizards and snakes, turtles and tortoises, alligators and crocodiles, and tuatara. Lizards and snakes. Lizards and snakes live in a variety of different habitats. Both kinds of animals have loosely connected jawbones, which allow them to eat large prey. Some members of this group lay eggs, while others give birth to live young. Turtles and tortoises. Turtles live mainly in the water. They have webbed feet or flippers that help them swim. Tortoises live mainly on land and have round, clawed feet. Both lay eggs. Turtles and tortoises cannot hear well, but they can sense vibration and have a good sense of smell. Alligators and crocodiles. In addition to alligators and crocodiles, this group also includes caimans and gharials. Crocodiles and alligators spend time both on land and in water. These animals use their excellent hearing and eyesight to hunt for prey as they move powerfully through the water. Tuatara. Tuatara are a small group of reptiles found only in New Zealand. They are considered a living fossil from the time of dinosaurs. Tuatara have a row of spines down their backs and clawed feet. They thrive in cooler weather and feed mainly on insects. Adult female tuatara lay eggs only every 2 to 5 years. Birds. Like mammals, birds are warm-blooded vertebrates. Birds are closely related to reptiles. Their bodies are covered in feathers, but their legs are covered in scales like the skin of their reptilian ancestors. All birds lay eggs. There are about 10,500 known species of birds. Because birds are warm-blooded, they're able to live in almost any climate. Penguins, some species of albatrosses, and a few other birds make their homes in Antarctica. The Sahara Desert, a very hot and dry climate in Africa, is home to ostriches and a variety of other birds. Birds vary in size. The largest bird in the world is the ostrich. An adult male ostrich can grow up to almost 3 meters, 9 feet, tall, and weigh nearly 140 kilograms, about 300 pounds. Ostriches cannot fly, but they can run extremely fast. An ostrich uses its wings for balance and stability as it runs. The smallest bird in the world is the bee hummingbird. Males, which are smaller than females, are usually less than 6 centimeters, 2.5 inches, in length. Their wingspan is more than half the length of their bodies. The brightly colored scarlet macaw lives in the rainforests of Mexico, Central America, and South America. Ostriches can lay as many as 60 eggs per year. The parts of birds. Most birds' bodies are built for flight. Hollow bones keep their bodies light. The shape of their wings helps them glide, soar, or flap. Birds also have other physical characteristics that help them meet their needs. Eyes. Birds have excellent vision. This feature is important for finding food, choosing mates, and avoiding collisions during flight. Not only can birds see an array of colors, but they can also detect ultraviolet light that reflects off of prey and other birds. Nocturnal birds, such as owls, have very large eyes which allow more light to enter. Beak. All birds have a beak or a bill. The shape and size of a bird's beak depends on what the bird eats. Some beaks are short, cone-shaped, and are good for cracking seeds. An owl's hooked beak helps it grab food and tear it into smaller pieces. A duck's bill has fringes around the edge that filter seeds, plants, and small insects from the water. Legs and feet. Since birds do not have hands or paws, they use their feet for gripping. Most birds have 4 clawed toes. Birds of prey, like the owl, have long, sharp claws called talons that help them catch food. Other birds' toes are arranged so that they can easily grip branches. Ducks and other aquatic birds have webbed feet that help them move through water. What could I be? Ornithologist. Fascinated by birds? Ornithologists study every aspect of bird life. Amphibians. Amphibians are another large animal class. There are over 6,000 known species of these cold-blooded vertebrates. Amphibians are organized into 3 subclasses: frogs and toads, salamanders, newts, and mud puppies, and caecilians. Caecilians are large, worm-like amphibians. Amphibians take in oxygen in 2 ways, with their lungs and through their skin. An amphibian's skin is covered in a thin layer of mucus and must always be moist. If it dries out, the amphibian will not survive. Some species of amphibians, such as toads, spend more time on land than others. Many species of amphibians grow and change considerably from the time they hatch from eggs through a process called metamorphosis. For example, when a frog larva hatches, it has gills instead of lungs. It also has a tail, but no legs. As the frog larva grows and changes, it develops lungs, loses its tail, and grows legs. Amphibians are found in many habitats, from rainforests to ponds. In climates where there is a cold winter season, amphibians may bury themselves in mud underneath the water. Most amphibians are carnivores and eat insects, slugs, worms, snails, and other amphibians. Most salamanders prefer cool, moist, shady habitats. Word study. The word amphibian comes from the Greek word amphibios, which means having 2 lives. The term refers to most amphibians having 2 life stages, the larval stage and the adult stage. A mantellus bright colors warn predators that it is dangerous. Fish. Fish have body parts, such as fins and gills, that are different from most other animals. One class of fish, the bony fish, is the largest group of vertebrates in the world. Bony fish have skeletons that are made of bone. Their bodies have scales, paired fins, 1 set of gills, and 1 pair of nostrils. Goldfish, clownfish, sunfish, and marlins are a few examples of bony fish. There are 2 other groups of fish, cartilaginous fish and jawless fish. Cartilaginous fish have skeletons that are made of cartilage. Cartilage is a hard substance, but it is softer than bone. You have cartilage at the tip of your nose, in your ears, and in several other parts of your body. Sharks, rays, and skates are cartilaginous fish. Scientists think that jawless fish might be the earliest vertebrates. They have mouths that are similar to suction cups. One species of jawless fish, called lampreys, attach themselves to other fish and suck out fluids. Like reptiles and amphibians, most fish are cold-blooded. They live in salt water, fresh water, and brackish water, which is a mixture of both fresh and salt water. They live in warm water, extremely cold water, and everything in between. Some fish lay eggs, while others give birth to live young.
Raccoons search for food at night. They might build a home in a fallen log, a hole in a tree, or even in the attic of a house. Some behaviors are learned and some come naturally.